Hello YouTubers and welcome to the Bluebird Doctor Who Dalek Playset or mini Playset. Now here it is. Now this is obviously, it looks like a regular Dalek, and that in fact it's a pretty good representation of a regular Dalek, especially compared to what Dapel were offering at the time, and obviously Product Enterprise were not yet a thing. However, this Dalek has a little special feature to him. He opens up. That's right. But before you get to have a look at what's inside, let's take a look at the detail on the front. So, it's only half of the Dalek from the side. They've slightly stretched the neck and the head section out a bit in order for it to sort of fit this design. Now, on the back here, we've got the Bluebird logo and copyright information. And you can see copyright 1997. So, starting off with the head and that, you can see that they've given the eye stalk and that, they painted it's silver here around the iris. I don't mind this. I think it's perfectly fine, and the rest of the eye stalk is just a complete silver colour. Now, in terms of the actual colouring of the Dalek, I think obviously it looks a lot like a Destiny Dalek, and it is a little bit odd in the way that the slacks on the side, which look really good. They've even got the little bolts and that, and the sections going across. They've been painted in the in a grey colour, the same as, you know, a regular earlier 70s Dalek. However, the bottom section here has been painted black, which just seems a little bit of an odd choice, really. I'm not quite sure why they do that, particularly how I feel about that. Though they have got the circle in the middle, which is nice, and this is important. The neck bins, they've got them in the correct position. My God, I just can't believe this is seriously a rarity for Daleks that were made before the early 2000s and that, for the neck bins to be correctly aligned. The gun lights are a sort of yellowy orange colour, and the gun is just a plain silver rather than being black. The sucker arm is elongated, it is very long, but there is a reason for that, everyone, and apologies if you can hear watering in the background. Someone in the house is going in the bath, probably. They've also got the fender black and also the hemispheres. And the base section is this weird shape because it's a playset, which is why there's a little notch on the top. So if we do just open it up, and the hinge actually is pretty strong as well. It moves pretty well, freely, but it is sturdy enough to keep it upright. Also, in terms of articulation, the gun is ball jointed, the plunger is ball jointed, and the eye moves up and down, and that is it for articulation. So anyway, let's take a look at what's inside this fabulous little mini playset to have some adventures on, eh? So if we just move all the pieces up and clip everything into position, this is a little bit of a nightmare to get into place, but anyway, before we take a look at the playset itself, let's take a look at the little minifigures included. So, first of all, we've got the Fourth Doctor. He is absolutely minute. He is absolutely teeny tiny, and I don't want him to fall, but yeah, he is absolutely tiny, but really well detailed. You can see you've got sort of, I don't know if they were trying to go for season 12 or season 13 look. I'm assuming it's a season 13 look, but you can see even the little cravat there and the waiter and the scarf and the sonic screwdriver. It does look really, really nice. Especially for its size, they've even got pockets and creases and that on it. So it does look really good, and considering how small this guy is. I mean, to put it into perspective on how small this Dalek is, well, Fourth Doctor is. I'll give you a comparison in a minute, but here's the Dalek, which is actually in scale with the Fourth Doctor. Maybe it should be a tiny bit shorter, but... And honestly, the Dalek, it looks really good as well. For some reason, this is a death to the Dalek's Dalek, whereas obviously this one is clearly the grey Dalek. So it's got the silver and black look. Again, the eyes just completely black, but you do have the little black tip at the end of the plunger. Interestingly, again with this one, they've done all the slacks in that silver, whereas the bottom section is black. This is weird. And then you've got all the little hemispheres around there. There isn't any articulation on this or the Fourth Doctor, and you've got just a little ball bearing in the bottom of him for him to move around. Isn't that nice? Isn't that well, lovely and good, eh? So anyway, to do a size comparison, well, here's a desk to the Dalek's Dalek. Here's this Dalek. Yeah, he is absolutely tiny. He is minute. He is really, really small, all in comparison. And obviously, this set is obviously meant for children. I believe there was back in the 1990s an accent that in the latest time there was a range of these, and this is to date the only Doctor Who one. But there were plans to release a Cyberman one, and if you search for it online, you can actually find pictures of a Cyberman sort of head, I believe, or, well, blueprints of it. I don't know if they ever did make a prototype of this. If someone knows, then leave it in the comments below. Now, before we actually go into the detail of the playset, there is one more sort of figure. It's not really a figure, but it is, and it isn't. Also, this thing can go completely flat like that. And it's in the top section here. Now, this is all silver, and it's made to look like Emperor Davros, and it looks really nice. And this is to take my only Emperor Davros sort of figure thing. It's not removable at all, but what it does is it lifts up the top section. You can see Davros, and the sculpt is pretty good. However, it would be nice if they did put a bit of black on, or maybe do a blue dot on the eye. I normally wouldn't complain about something like this, but the fact that is that they did put so much effort into the Fourth Doctor and the Dalek and everything else. This just seems like, but it is an extra thing, and it is nice. So since we are at the top, we might as well start at the top. You can see some controls and that, and screens at the top here with representing things. You got obviously your control panels and everything here. They're all just moulded in a one red colour on that, and no, this is removable. In this section here, I love this little grating piece here. Not great. This like ceiling support. It looks really nice. I shouldn't be so impressed with something like that, but I am anyway. And here we've got the TARDIS. So here we've got other circuitry and stuff like that. And the TARDIS, interestingly, with yellow windows, for some reason. They have got the indent for the information. However, they've just like left it blue. They could have technically painted it white, but I don't really mind too much. However, if you open the doors, they open outwards. You can see they've got the roundels here, which is nice, and you've even got a lovely little picture, a little sort of hand-drawn picture of the Fourth Doctor's TARDIS on the inside. It looks really good. It looks like it was drawn in pencil from the look of it. The interesting thing is, it isn't on flat. It's slanted at about a 45-degree angle, and this is most likely because it can fit in the Fourth Doctor. So you can put the Fourth Doctor in and close the doors, and they do click shut. And the doors do hold shut very nicely. They've got the detail of the lantern at the top as well. It's hard to show you on camera, but there we go. Which is just left blue. However, one of the iterations of the prop actually did have a blue lantern on top, which was in what was it? Planet of Evil, where it was blue and sort of swirly round thing. So if we take a look at the ground floor, this thing keeps popping up. Let's go down. So you can see how we've got sort of a ramp here with sort of like a space age design on it, which flips up. This is also how you would pack it away as well. You flip this section up as well. And you can see you've got even circuitry and everything on the bottom, rather. And this is stuff I appreciate, the fact that they didn't leave it blank. You know, it actually has detail on it as well. And at the bottom, wow, where do we begin? So we've got all these sort of computer banks and circuitry in that here, and controls here. It literally goes all the way around. Again, we've got another ramp and floor with a crack around it, and you see it flips up by pressing this button, and it flips up like that, and it's even got sort of a explosion to show where the floor is being damaged. You can see even circuitry in that beneath, and you just push that back down like that, and it clips in place. This ramp also lifts up to reveal some circuitry and sort of grills and that underneath thing. You can see the floor there as well, with little bumps and grooves and that. Nearly all the floors are different. These ones are purple, which is really weird. These ones are sort of green, a sort of mint green colour. This one is just grey. This one is grey but has a sort of different design to it. So they are all different. Now there's one thing I've yet to go over, and it's this thing here. Now what the hell is this thing? It looks like a Dalek dome with an eye, and yes it is, and it folds up like that, and it looks sort of like a turret, and then it's got a hole going through it. Remember this elongated plunger from the start? Yeah, well, there's a reason it's elongated. It's because it's removable like that. The gun isn't. The gun is all one solid piece, but yeah, this is removable. It slots in here like this, and turn it to the right direction, and you can just flick it out and fail at it like I am. There we go. So yeah, sort of like a sort of weapon, and this is pretty good, because the only problem is once you do have the plunge in it does really limit its mobility, but a nice little thing. The only problem is that once you flick it, there is a real chance that you can lose it. So I will always have it in here. Doesn't take much. It doesn't have a click when it goes in, it just pushes in, so don't push it too hard, otherwise you will pop the ball bearing or break something. So just leave it as is. But yeah, that's what that does, and when you do push it down, there is some controls just there. And if we just put this ramp back down to where it was before, the little Death Dalek, we'll just move that. You can go down here to this section, and the Doctor would use it or something to use this to make the Dalek go like that. No, I didn't press it too hard. I didn't want the Dalek to go flying, but basically that's how it would happen. Plus, I don't want this thing to be damaged, because this is in remarkably good condition, and I didn't get it for that much money. I think I paid. How much did I pay? Hang on. My phone will have the answers. Yeah, so if we just take a look, I paid X amount of money. Okay. So if we just take a look, I paid £16 plus £3.45 postage for this, and this is a really good price for this. A brand new one in the box, because it is just like a single carded thing with it displayed fully open, can run you anywhere between £30 to £50 for a brand new one. So you know, I am happy with it as is. To put it away, first of all, we fold up all the ramps like this. Fold this section up, that goes just in here like that. We then put the little Dalek just in here. It will bend the sucker side, but they are rubberized. This is the only way I found that can do it. And then clip it shut. And there you go. And just to do a size comparison, it is about the same size as a 5-inch scale Dalek. Like, the only reason it's standing slightly taller is because the base is not flat. It's got these sort of bumps on it for the mechanism for opening it. But otherwise, it does look nice. You could say if you were doing stop motion and then you had a bunch of grey Daleks, or if you wanted one in the background, and that this would make this can make a really nice sort of background Dalek, because from this angle it's really hard to tell. It's only until you turn it to the side where it becomes really obvious. But even if you do that, it doesn't matter. But from the side, it does look a bit odd. I do really love this, though. This is a really, really nice product, and if you can get it for a good price, I highly recommend it. You know, a lot of them do turn up on, quite a few of them do turn up on eBay. However, bearing in mind, a lot of these you'll find on eBay will probably be missing parts. I've seen several where it's missing either the fourth Doctor or the Dalek or both, or missing the plunger or something, or it has a bit of damage to it in places. But you can find them. They are out there and that, and it isn't something ridiculously expensive. So if you want something a little bit retro and that from the leaks, and I'm talking, really late 1990s, then, and yeah, this is something you should really consider getting. But that is it for this review. I will see you in the next review, hopefully, which will be next week or whenever. Oh god, I need to find something else to review other than Daleks, maybe, probably, but you all seem to want me to review it, so whatever.